Calico pie, the little birds fly down to the calico tree. Their wings were blue, and they sang tilly-loo, till away they flew, and they never came back to me. They never came back, they never came back, they never came back to me. Calico Jam, the little fish, swam over the syllabub sea. He took off his hat to the sole and the sprat and the willoughby wat, but he never came back to me. He never came back, he never came back, he never came back to me. Calico Ban, the little mice ran to be ready in time for tea. Flippity-flop, they drank it all up and danced in the cup, but they never came back to me. They never came back, they never came back, they never came back to me. Calico Drum, the grasshoppers come, the butterfly, beetle and bee. Over the ground, around and round, with a hop and a bound, but they never came back. They never came back, they never came back. They never came back to me.
Well, that shows that ducks don't only quack, and it gives you a fair idea of the variety of duck noises you can hear at Slimbridge. Of course, you can hear quacking too, notably from female mallards. But let's listen to some exotic kinds. First, two of the shell ducks. That was the ruddy shell duck from the Near East. And now, by way of contrast, we'll hear the Raja shell duck from the East Indies. Raja shell duck nattering. The crooning of drake eiders is a familiar noise on the coast of Scotland and Northumberland. But before we hear the drakes, listen to the ducks. Eiders. And in Iceland they still gather the down from the nests after the eiders have finished with it to make eiderdowns. Now I want you to hear a very strange, soft, whistling call, the African white-backed duck. This quiet-looking little duck sits still in the water, looking rather like a frog, and makes these fascinating noises, which had never been reproduced until Peter Doddridge made this recording. Did you recognize the rattle of the drake gargany in the background? But now I'd like you to hear some of our most talented performers as soloists. In the first case, in a duet, the trumpeter swan. You'll hear both birds of a pair, and you must imagine them giving their wonderful courtship display, facing each other with heads stretched upwards, flapping their enormous wings, and playing this extraordinary duet. Now to finish up with, let's leave the wildfowl in the enclosures and go out to the saltings again to hear some more wild wildfowl. Every winter we have a party of Buick swans on the estuary, and in 1961 we managed to catch one, the first Buick swan to be ringed in this country. And it came back the following autumn after presumably spending the summer in Siberia. Incidentally, the name comes from Thomas Buick, the 18th century ornithologist and wood engraver. Now just listen to the lovely wild bark of these Buick swans.